Hello, love seekers. My name is Michael Alpough, aka Michael Comet Alpough, and I want to welcome you to the Vision of Love show here. Got some big announcements. Today's a great day. Today's the day to. It's Monday, isn't it? Monday. I really hope you're having a great Monday. Always Mondays is you have to make the best of Mondays, just like you have to make the best of every day. But Monday just seems to be that day that, you know, you got to make the best of that day more than any day because you know that it's money day. Time to make that money. Yes. And that's what we all have to do here. So we're sending out love here from the great state of Arizona. As you can see in the background is the Sedona Mountains, one of my favorite places to go to. If you've never been to Sedona, Arizona, you need to put that on your bucket list. As soon as you go up there, even when you're getting close, you're like, whoa, something feels cool. It's really what it is. Something feels cool. The only thing I ever burn is Sedona sage. Makes a difference. If you can get your hands on Sedona sage, we'll be doing real good. So today's subject is going to be about persistence. I want to talk about a couple other things. So first, just a couple of things that I didn't get straight that I wanted to add to the show earlier when we were talking about dry fasting as opposed to water fasting. I am on I'm fasting today. Okay. It is a fast. At the same time, I'm drinking liquids. Okay. So normally I would do a dry fast immediately, but I decided that I'm going to take this even a step further. So what I really wanted to do was make sure that I spent a day or two just doing a water fast and then breaking off into the dry fast. I haven't done that before. I think it'll help me prepare a little bit better my body. When I mean it's my body, all right, to build up hydrating and then also getting used to the body that's getting ready to fast. So you're actually preparing the cells to let them know. See, I talk to my body. If you're not talking to your body, you're not talking to your best friend. So you're talking to your best friend. I said, I'm my best friend, right? So you want to definitely let your body know what you're getting ready to do. We're getting ready to stop eating, Holmes. Okay? That's what's getting ready to happen. So I want to talk about again on switching the switch from the ketones to the glucose. And one of the things that was I didn't mention, although I touched on it, but I didn't really go into the way I really wanted to. Now, remember when you first start, if you dry fast, the whole thing is you cannot survive no more than 3 days without water. Now, if you're in a serious desert or something like that where it's hot, I mean, really, really hot, or even it's really, really cold, okay, you can dehydrate quickly, okay, especially if you're not hydrated. So we're not talking about those circumstances, by the way, okay? So what we're talking about is in normal living conditions where you're not under that type of stress, towards the body. So one of the biggest things that always is the concern is the kidneys, okay? So in dry fasting, so the whole thing is you don't get any water that goes through the kidneys, and so the kidneys blow up. Well, I mean, and I'm not going to talk about any other circumstances because, again, this is my opinion. It's take the best, leave the rest. And so, for you, it's being comfortable with actually attempting that, okay? And so the whole point is to clean out the body. And so the best way I can describe when you're cleaning out the kidneys is it's like, okay, so the kidneys is always working, right? And so believe it or not, the kidneys, just like the intestines, the stomach, they need a break. they need a break too. And so what ends up happening is, as the kidneys start to, let's just say, usually they expand, so to speak. You want to think of it like that, or like a sponge that expands. But then what happens is it's like wringing out a sponge. And so this allows the kidneys, this is very important, this is what I forgot, this is why I'm bringing it back up. The kidneys is actually wringing out all the bad stuff, okay, in the kidneys has been building up. So this whole situation that you set up is a cascade effect for every part of the body. And I mean every part of the body. Because dry fasting helps reset the body as well as water fasting. But I'm more of an advocate for dry fasting because it's easier to lose in a week almost than it is to lose in a month dry water fasting. Okay, so if you're someone that really wants to lose some weight fast, then this is the way. Now, there's all kinds of counselors out there that can coach you on doing this. Okay, so you just have to kind of look at it. And I'm giving you the information so that you can, decide what it is that you want to do. So if you have any questions there on me, I'll do my best to try and answer it. But I want to move on to what I really want to talk about today, and that is persistence. Since I started this show, which really has been my calling all my life. Now, I've done many shows. Okay, I've done different shows, but usually it's all about health. And again, I love talking about health and how to improve the body, the mind, and the spirit. Okay. I really wanted to do when I started on April 1st, which, the time has really flown. Here it is, 12th, and this is my 16th show. And what I really wanted to do was, and I appreciate everyone who's kind of been with me here since the beginning, especially people out there who care about me, it's really cool. I know I've got some new people. I had some 29 views at this first one. We've only been going a little over a week. And so, I appreciate people just coming in and taking a look here. So, but what really comes down to it now, so for me, what describes me is someone who's always studying. And if I'm not studying, I'm thinking about what I studied or what I learned. And I want to be that sponge. Even when some things that I think are right, I want to see if there's something out there that can prove me wrong. Because that's how I learn. So I don't waste time thinking I'm right when I'm wrong, when I can actually find out other ways. Now it's not always. I mean, there's times when, I don't agree with them saying they're wrong. And that's okay too. So I came to the crossroads when I woke up this morning, and I woke up and I'm like, I'm not where I want to be. And I know that I'm on a journey to get where I want to be. Okay. At the same time, most of us want it all together. I mean, of course, I would love to be on my goal here, the goal, what I want. But then I realized in these 15 shows, this is my 16th one, which came to this conclusion, is how am I getting my message across? And am I utilizing everything within my talent or my capabilities to get that message across? And so I want you to know that I've had a secret life for a long time. And I want to reveal that to you. You ready? Drum roll. I'm a closet comedian and have been a closet comedian since I was a child. I learned that from my father that, where is he? I learned from my father that the best thing that you could ever do is to make someone laugh. And my dad was very funny. He would tease people. Well, I wanted to get a laugh. When we were growing up, you had to be able to either be funny or you had to be able to dance. Now, if you could dance, you could get attention. They'd line up the kids and, come on, baby. Let's do the twist. Okay, so everybody's up there doing the twist. Whoever dances better, you might got a quarter to go to the popsicle guy coming by. Okay. But the one thing was that if you could make the adults laugh, that would really be good. So, so I grew up and I wanted to actually be a musician first, and that didn't work out. So I was in Los Angeles for 15 years trying to get into the music business, and it didn't happen. And then after that, I was like, well, music ain't going to work. I got to go get a job. But, I still wanted to do something to express myself. And I always realized, and I've had friends of mine that we've always joked at each other and things like that. But no one didn't know, though, was I was sneaking behind my back's friends, and I was going to comedy clubs. It just started in Kansas City. I think it was Sanford and Sons down in Westport. And I went there a few times, and I'm like, I want to do this. And so I did three stand-ups. One I bombed. I'll just say I screwed up on the first one, but I came back really strong on the second and the third one. Okay. Well, Lois Mahal had to go back to work, so it really was difficult on Friday night, whatever night it was. And so forward that to 2007, when I left my survival job at Ford on the assembly line and decided that I'm moving to California. Well, what I ended up doing was I went to the Comedy Store. You've probably heard of the Comedy Store, the Shore family. Well, this was in La Jolla, and shout out to La Jolla, shout out to the Comedy Club, shout out to Sandy Shore if I ever see her again. And so they were teaching a class on comedy, how to be a comedian. So I went there dressed in my suit because Rodney Dangerfield was my hero. He was older when he started, gave it up, did something else, and then decided I'm going to do it again, and he became Rodney Dangerfield. And so, but I always knew it's like always the good ones, the real classy ones, always wear a suit, So I wore a suit and looked really neat. And I got up there. It was my turn. And I had written all these jokes. And of course, at that time, I'm kind of like a Richard Pryor / Eddie Murphy / Michael. Okay. I mean, really. So I get up and I'm just doing one joke with every other curse word. And about the third joke, she stopped me and said, "You can't curse." And I'm like, "What? Everybody curses." And so she said, "Nope, you can't curse." And then her and I got into it immediately. Immediately, like, you're going to tell me what to do. Okay. So shout out to people who are watching this later. I just want to welcome you here too. Okay. I'm not just live. I'm doing this because I know that people are going to be watching later on. Okay. When you get a quick minute. So back to my story. I ended up working it, and I became funny, although not the funny I wanted, but it was funny. And she taught me how to be funny without cursing. So once I kind of gathered that in, so she started giving me, she started a comedy troupe, and I was in her comedy troupe, and I did 2 shows, and I also performed numerous times. So I've been on stage about 20 times. I know that's not a lot, um, but comedy is really hard. And at the end of the day, I was in it for about 4 or 5 months, and then I realized that comedians are crazy. Okay, sitting around with comedians, and comedians, y'all know I'm talking about. Okay, if you're a comedian, you meet all kinds of people. Okay, so anyway, I realized I had to get in the PMF field, and I was really heavy. Now I had to go and get healthier. Okay, so now forward here, and here's my announcement. So I'm changing the format of my show, and it is now going to be called Michael Alpough, Life, Love, and Laughter. And so I'm going to have a second show where I'm going to actually take the funny parts of our lives and our day and share them with you. Now, I have all kinds of different characters that I have been working on over the years, and even new ones that I have. And so it is my fulfillment for myself to make you laugh. Okay, of course, I want to give you information on how to deal with your life better, how to love, how to become you, how to become persistent, how to become an adult of your mind. But again, if you don't have any laughter in your life, it's the salt. Okay, it's that missing ingredient that we're all in our way missing. And so I will be changing my format to 2 shows, where the first show I will be talking about life and love. And then when the evening comes, I'm going to bring out some of my characters and to make you laugh. And when I'm sharing what makes me laugh, I hope it'll make you laugh. I will be growing into it. I literally have been writing jokes the whole time in secret. And now I'm coming out of the closet, ladies and gentlemen. It's an expression of myself. And if it helps people become what they want to become, then I've done what I wanted to do. And that's to make you laugh. And that's to make you decide what it is that's going to make you happy and fulfilled. And then it'll lead you into going into that. Okay? See, we don't have to stay stuck. We don't. Every last one of us. You got your health, you got your wealth, which means you can change it immediately. Immediately. And the first thing is how you think about it. How do you think about it? I'm also going to make things as short and sweet as possible, so that I can cram everything in a little bit sooner than I am in the 30-minute show. I will be stretching it out later, but I will be shortening the show to around 15 minutes, and I want to do it 2 or 3 times a day, okay, as opposed to doing a half an hour. And so the first show will be tomorrow. Then I'll be making all my pages official that I'll be inviting you. So that's my announcement. Michael Alpough. It's even hard to say it now because it's like I've always wanted that responsibility of just having it as me. Michael Alpough Show, life, love, and laughter. That's all you need, really. I mean, you can't have everything, but if you have those, we can live your life, you can love your life, and you can laugh. Man, you got it all. So, whenever your mind is troubled, Fill it with love. Fill it with love. Fill it with love. I'll see you tomorrow.